So, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Let's just start from the beginning. What would you say was the most interesting and challenging part of portraying inarguably the most famous woman in the world?
I think probably I'm not the only one that looks at pictures and videos of her and goes like, do I want to be her daughter or her best friend? Or maybe I want to date her. Or I want to learn from her, look up to her. There's something about her that just exudes. And I think ironically being in a sort of tepid environment, and I don't mean to generalize or profess to know anything about the royal family in a very deep way. I am very much a foreigner, but they even are, admitting of the fact that they have stiff upper lips and that it is a little bit, hugging is not on the forefront of their problem-solving ways. And I think her reaching out towards people and her talent at touching people and feeling that, like, exuding empathy is not common. It's such a rarity. But within this environment, it bursts. It becomes so overwhelming. So I think, yes, she's very famous, but I think playing somebody that everyone loved so much was the most daunting thing. Is like, so you have to be really cool and really charismatic, and also you're in the worst time of your entire life, but everyone's supposed to super duper love you. Right. That was daunting.
No, but I think about this a lot because I feel like a lot of us, you remember when someone iconic or a legend passed away. I know you were probably around 7 when that happened. Do you remember when you heard the news? And then if not, or maybe you do you have a better understanding of her now that you've portrayed her in film?
I remember, I have an image-based memory of that day. I do distinctly remember the flowers in front of Buckingham Palace. I remember the emotionality in the air. I kind of, even coming to the script and the conversation that Pablo initially had about endeavoring to make this movie, I had very, very vague and general ideas about her. But what I knew very surely is that she was coveted and loved, and that she left this gaping hole when she left.
Do you have a better understanding of her now that you've portrayed her in film?
No. She's such a mystery. I think the parts of her that are available, we all are entitled to. I think the sort of veils that kept her from the public at large and the ways that she was able to reach around those veils and communicate sort of wordlessly before the last few years of her life, where she actually did schedule interviews and say, like, yo, this is what I really think. There's still an ironically unknowable aspect to her. There's a mystery that makes us all lean in. Yeah. And I think that mystery probably would have been a little easier to see through if she had a little bit longer here to be able to speak for herself. I think we only had a couple years there at the end, and it's like she had no time to process, and we had no time to process. And I say we, I wasn't even there, I was 7, but you know what I mean? I think there's a added mystery to this person because she's no longer here and we miss her.
Absolutely. And I think there's that wonderment of what would have been. Exactly. Last question I will ask you. I know that you have stated that you are not a fan of dancing, and there's a massive dancing scene in the film. Do you feel better about dancing now? Have you changed your mind?
I think I always loved dancing. I just couldn't. I was embarrassed. And I was like, poor Kristen Stewart was so shy of dancing. I've always liked to support my crew. I've always enjoyed coming on set and being okay, I'm the lead actor in this movie. I'll kind of make sure everyone feels like they want to be here and kind of help everyone, try and attempt to be a bit of a leader. Not only did she make me feel taller and more beautiful and more confident, I felt like the warmth that I got from her as an outsider just seeped into the whole project. Going to set and spending the 37 days that we were allowed to spend as close to her as we did, dancing or not dancing, so much fun, really warm, beautiful energy. I'm so lucky to have been able to play this part. And I will be dancing tonight because Diana told me that I could.